All right, so we're here with my new friend, John Alderman. We're actually sitting in Brussels, Belgium here. You've been a missionary to Brussels for 18 years, right?
Right.
But I think as I've gotten to know you over the last couple of days, the thing that really intrigues me from the standpoint of what we do at the Stone Table is we're trying to engage marketplace people in missions. And I think one of the things that often happens is a lot of folks say, I didn't go to Bible college, I don't have a theology degree, I don't have a missions degree, I'm just in the marketplace. My skills don't really, I can't be a missionary, right? So there's this separation in our minds between marketplace skill sets and missions engagement. And we love to say marketplace skills are missionary skills, but I think the thing I want to hear from you is your experience, because you spent 2+ decades in the marketplace,
Right.
and now you spent 2 decades as a missionary, and really it's because those things went together. Can you tell us a little bit of your story in that regard?
Sure. I started out, I was in the Air Force when God called me into ministry, but I didn't know what that meant. Initially, I thought I was supposed to be a pastor, because that's what you do when you're called into ministry.
Right.
I learned real quick that God didn't want me to be a pastor. But then I was just kind of, okay, God, what do you want me to do? And nothing was really happening. So I was just kind of living life and going through the motions, got married, had kids. My Air Force job was in construction. I was taking care of the base, the buildings on the base. And then,
what did that look like? Like your skills,
mostly maintenance.
Okay.
We did some new construction and renovations and things like that. So it was a lot of variety of construction work. But then, then I got out of the Air Force thinking that that's what God wanted me to do something in construction, something within the Assemblies of God. And nothing panned out when I got out. And so I got a job working for a local contractor. Then I passed my test, became a contractor myself, did that for several years.
But you had this passion for ministry, this passion for missions, and this call on your life.
Yeah, I worked in every ministry in the church I could get my hands on, thinking, okay, well, this is what God's called me to do. And so I worked, I played an instrument on the platform. I worked in and teaching Sunday school. My wife, she was in charge of the nursery ministry. I worked in that. Didn't take me very long to find out I wasn't called to be in the nursery. But then I was just kind of, okay, God, what do you want me to do? And God wasn't saying anything. So, maybe I'm supposed to do it. Be a light in the marketplace. And so I was, working full time, doing my construction business. I got to a point where I was losing my family. Because I was working too much. And my business just consumed all my time.
Wow.
And 6-7 days a week. And so God just opened a door for me to take a job working for the city and took a third cut in pay. And, but God provided.
Yeah.
We were just making it on a shoestring budget. And God provided, and I'm still trying to figure out, okay, God, well, what do you want me to do?
How the economics work,
I on a whim, started volunteering with the fire department. And that's when things started happening. I really enjoyed that, loved that. Got a job working civil service, doing construction on the side, doing firefighting full time, and was loving it. I was going to retire there. And thinking, okay, I'm going to be a light in the fire department, because I was able to witness to my guys that I worked with. And then God said, no, I've got other plans for you. And long story short, boom, we ended up here in Brussels and doing construction in the Assemblies of God.
So help us understand what you do within the scope of the missions organization.
Right.
Because I've talked to your leadership and they're like, John is indispensable to us, right?
Well, my past experiences really have culminated into this, And I look back and I think, boy, if I would have come to the mission field when God first called me, I would have not been ready.
Yeah.
It was a lot of preparation, a lot of trial and error, a lot of
skill
development,
right? Yeah.
And God opened the door for us to be here, and I first started out working with just missions teams. That's what God called me here to do, to work with missions teams. And so we helped a lot of national churches missionaries that were building churches or renovating a building that they had, and helped a lot all over Western Europe. And then a position opened up at the Bible school that they needed somebody with my skills to be able to help out, and that was a perfect opportunity to bring teams there. And so, I've been there for the last 12 years, helping them out, and now we've got this new $8 million building that's just amazing, and the students are loving it, and we're fixing to renovate our old building for $6 million, and I'm right in the middle of it, and I'm like, this is what God's called me to do.
But you're kind of underselling. You're kind of underselling, right? So you're not just here to kind of help out with these buildings. Like you were instrumental because your GC experience, your experience in the fire department, all of this, you've been able to be instrumental in the actual design, development, overseeing, like the design build process.
Right.
I mean, you brought all of those skills to the mission field and have been utilizing them at CTS and beyond, right?
Yeah. Well, it was God that gave me those skills, and I feel like I'm just a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
And I do when a door opens up, I jump through it. If God doesn't want me to do it, He'll close the door. And it was a big step of faith to come here, because leaving the fire department was my joy and my love, and I absolutely, I was hating that I left it, but I look back and I miss it, but I don't regret it, because I know that this is what God's called me to do.
Well, your story inspired me. So I just want to say to any marketplace people that are out there watching this, like, your marketplace skills are missionary skills, because the marketplace belongs to the kingdom. It belongs to the mission of God. It's part of the Great Commission, that sphere of life. So what would you say to maybe a guy who's in your position? He's passionate about Jesus. He's passionate about the gospel. He's faithful at his church. And he's like, all those skills, those are just in the marketplace. Those really don't have anything to do with God's work in the world. What would you say maybe to encourage that guy that maybe there's something more for him?
Yeah.
Or gal?
Yeah. It's not a let's try this out for a while. Let's see if it's going to work. It's a call that you have to look at and say, I know that this is what God's called me to do. Yeah. And sometimes that's the only thing that I've been able to hold on to in my missionary career, that I know that God's called me here, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I stick to it. And I was able to witness to guys that I worked with in the fire department. I've been able to witness to people here in the marketplace, at the paint store. Yeah. They working at the Bible school is unique because it's a Pentecostal school, and they're like, well, what does Pentecostal mean? Or what kind of Bible school is it? And so that just opens the door. For me to be able to share my faith with them, when traditionally here in Western Europe, where less than 1% of the population claim to be Christian, it's a huge mission field, but it's not a mission field that they're seeking God. Right. They just feel like, what do I need God for? Right. And so for me to be able to share, it's not God, it's a relationship. Yeah. And they're like, that's something that I don't have. Well, you and your wife have been an inspiration to us. I just want to thank you for hosting us these last couple of days. And I love your story, because God connected your marketplace skills to His work in the world. Yeah. And as you said earlier, we're all made to need each other, right? Yeah. So you got skills I don't have, I've got skills they don't have, right? But we all come together for the glory of Jesus in the world, right? Yeah. And so I don't know, that would just be my encouragement to everybody today, just to let the Lord speak to you. How is who you are and how He made you, how are you uniquely designed, and what are your experiences that will allow you to bring glory to Jesus where you are or to the ends of the earth? Yeah. And so thank you. Thank you, John. Sure. Appreciate it. Sure. All right.